Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel, Sniper Trading, where I document my trading journey, trading futures, specifically the bonds futures. I've been trading for 2 years now, going on 3. I'm in a funded account right now, and today I'll show you how I took a $300 loss today and how you can avoid making these mistakes too. Come on. So here I'm on the 60-minute chart, just taking a look at what's going on in the overall market. The time is about 8:30. The bonds futures opens at 8:20 a.m. Eastern time. So like I said, 60-minute chart, taking a look at the overall market, and as we can see, overall the trend has been bullish to the upside. We can see day after day, session after session, price is rising. And today, and then we see I moved over to the 4-hour chart. This is actually a live recording of this morning. I actually record all of my trades so I can come back and review them like I'm doing now. So yeah, I moved to the 4-hour chart and we can see that same ascending trend upwards. And here on the 60-minute chart for today, on my far right, we can see that we have been coming down today so far, but although we're coming down, the overall major trend is to the upside. We just hit a resistance, and now we're falling back into demand zones. So overall, yes, we're going up. In the short term, we went down during the London session and the Asian session, but now that the market has opened today, we have literally fell into support. So don't let this confuse you. Even though it is a down day, we're falling back into support, and the support is holding. Okay, we're not falling any further than we have under this yellow line that I have on my chart, which is marked as the overnight low. I must mention that. And the yellow line that you see up top, that is the overnight high, which is the highest point price has reached for today's session. Okay, so like I mentioned, we hit that low and made that overnight, support, and price right now is heading back towards this overnight support. And in all actuality, I should have been buying at this point, but I wasn't too sure if I wanted to buy yet. I was still kind of figuring out the market, so I didn't take a buy near the overnight low. And that's okay. Sometimes you'll miss out on a trade, or you might hesitate on a trade, and it happens. But it's okay. We're in the market, and there's an endless amount of opportunities to be taken in the market. So never feel too bad for missing a trade. That's better than losing a trade. So as we see here on the 5-minute, we just had a news announcement, and that pushed price down pretty abruptly, further into a support area at that overnight low that I mentioned. And let's see what happens next. So about 20 minutes later, price did pop from that overnight low retest. So to me, that confirmed that price wants to go up. So I placed my limit order down at 119.23 in the demand zone that was created from those recent buyers. Now right now, price is up at 119.31. It did hit a resistance, and I'm just going to wait for a price to come back and get me. Now here on the 60-minute time frame, we have a new candle because it's now 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The previous candle left a long wick, and that shows me that buyers were present in this area that I have my order at. And we can see that there was a demand area that caused that rejection. You see all those green candles in a row? So that gives me confidence in my pending order. I feel good sitting here waiting for price to come back to me. Now we move to the 4-hour chart, and the 4-hour chart also confirms my long bias because we can see price being rejected right now from those lows that we spoke about a little bit earlier. Now this is where trading the ZB can be a little annoying sometimes. We have price coming down right a tick above my order. So I have my order at 119.23 and price came down to 119.24, just slightly missing my order and not coming to get me. So it didn't come to get me and it pretty much ran away without me. So you could just imagine how frustrated I feel right now because the trade just took off after missing my entry by one tick. But I kept my cool, I kept my patience, and I didn't chase. I just left my order where it was, and I'm like, okay, price does have to go back into those resistance areas, so it'll eventually have to come back down, right? So we'll just keep my order there and let's see what happens. Now my thought process on why I just moved my order higher to 119.27 is on the 5-minute chart, I see price creating what I believe is a new demand zone. So I move my order up just a few more ticks to 119.27. And I'm like, okay, it come back here, we should be going up. And right now, it's hitting some resistance levels, so let's see what happens next. Okay, here's where the lesson begins. This is where all my patience and all my discipline just went out the window. So price closed slightly above this resistance area of 120.03, and for some reason I moved my entry way up there and I immediately got filled for the buy. This is the worst thing I could have possibly done. I just moved my buy position into pretty much a resistance area because this is where the resistance was. It only closed slightly above this, but in no way, shape, or form is this an area to be buying at. And the trade immediately went negative on me. So the first lesson is stay patient, man. Just always stay patient. It was no reason for me to really move my buy position higher besides the fear of missing out. That's the only way I can call it. As you can see now, I moved over to the 60-minute chart, and as you can see, this candle is in the resistance area. Like, there's no reason I should have bought here. Besides, like I said, I just lost my patience, lost my discipline, and my fear of missing out. So you guys will see how this trade played out. It didn't play out great at all. I did let it hit my full stop loss, which is 10 ticks. And for the ZB, every tick is $31.25. So every time you see price move from 120.02 to 120.01, that is $31.25. So let's watch me lose this trade. And my risk management was also poor. Yes, my original stop losses are 10 ticks, but I do move it based on the structure of the market. I should have moved my stop loss to around 119.30, which is those two swing lows that price is coming near right now. but I didn't move my stop loss there because I felt like I should have help somewhere near at least 119.27, but that never happened. So let me show you guys what actually did happen. Totally got stopped out in this trade for having no patience and making a silly mistake. And as you can see, price is making its way back to where I had my original entries at. You know, that first entry I had at 119.23. And then remember, I moved it up a little to 119.27, I believe. Yeah, that's my loss I took, a $312 loss. It's whatever. We get to trade another day, live to trade another day. Cool. So, as we can see, price eventually did come back to my original entry of 119.23 and even my secondary entry of 119.27. If I would have just waited and stayed put where I was instead of breaking my patience, breaking my discipline, and going for that stupid trade way higher at what 120.03, I would have been just fine. I would have had a winning day. And this is what price eventually ended up doing, just as I thought. Ended up rising, going up off of that support of the overnight low that it could not break through. So I hope you learned something from this video today at Sniper Capital. You know, patience pays, discipline pays. That's the number one thing in trading. You know, make sure the odds are in your favor. Don't let these people trick you out of your spot, and just stay put and stay disciplined, and make sure you know what's going on in the context of the market. And in this case, these people tricked me out my spot, but you know, it's all good. We live to trade another day. And you know, subscribe, like this video, and comment if you want to share if I taught you something. And yeah, man, appreciate you for watching. Stay tuned for more content. Peace.